What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome to the channel, The Rebuttal Entertainment. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we will really appreciate it. You know, our goal to hit 1,000 subscribers by December the 3rd, my birthday. So let's make it happen. If you're not a subscriber, I really appreciate it. So, Mr. Gary Russell Jr., one of my favorite fighters. You know what I mean? 5'4", heart of a lion, the fastest hands in boxing. But sometimes you could say also the fastest mouth in boxing. You know what I mean? I respect this man so much, man. And I wish when I ever interview him, I'm gonna tell him. Sometimes, Gary, when you talk, you gotta think before you talk. I know you want these fights real bad. I know you want them bad, man. I really do know you want them bad. But you gotta think before you talk, man. Because when you start calling out people, calling their names, calling them this and calling them that, some people can't take it. You know, we from DC. We used to that shit. We can take it. You know what I mean? Some people just can't take it in terms of Floyd Mayweather Jr. You know what I mean? You know, Floyd has pride. He a prideful guy. He has ego, but he's soft when it comes to shit like that. You know what I mean? And if it's up to Floyd Mayweather Jr., Gary Russell probably would never fight. We already know he's not gonna never fight none of Floyd fighters. You know what I mean? And Floyd can say whatever he want and they can brush it off. But when you start calling people like Floyd Mayweather a bitch ass nigga and a fuck you nigga, you know, you a sucker ass, you know, then he start call Tank all the same kind of names. It hit home. And Floyd said, oh yeah, let me call Al. Bam, he called Al, said, you know, we like Gary, but he really is disrespecting me like this, and we need to put him down for a minute. You know what I mean? And I think, me personally, that is what the fuck is happening. You know what I mean? They putting him down for a minute. They showing him that he's not the boss. You know, Gary can always, you know, Al is not Gary manager. He's not signed under Al, but he go to Al for advice and shit like that. But Al do give him advice, and Al and Floyd is like this and that. So, you know, if Floyd called Al and say, Al, let's put him down, he gonna put him down for a minute. You know what I mean? Because Al probably didn't even like Gary saying that shit, man. Sometimes in life, man, you gotta learn how to bite your tongue. What I'm trying to say. You gotta learn how to bite your tongue. You gotta think before you talk. You know, and Gary wasn't thinking before he talked. He didn't know what he was gonna say. How much consequences is he going to have? He just had a fight coming up, and that's gone now. You know what I mean? So, Gary been fighting once a year. 17, 18, 19, and 24, once a year. He haven't fought this year because in 2020, I think he fought in February. February coming up again. It'll be 2 years. You know what I mean? So, do the layoff help or hurt? You know what I mean? We know he stays in the ring. We know he stays sharp. He say he don't spar that much because he sparring fucks your body up. He try to preserve his body and stuff like that. That's why he don't do too much sparring, but he do, but not too much of it. But when you're 34 years old, Father Time don't wait on anyone. I'm telling you now, and he knows it, and everybody else knows it. Eventually, these young and up-and-coming fighters gonna have his number. I just hope Gary start getting some more fights. I hope he fight like 4 more times, man. 5 more times, then retire, walking to the sunset, going. I think he a Hall of Famer. He the longest holding belt holder out there, WBC. You know what I mean? And people say ducking. They use that word literally a lot about people. You know, like Devin Haney. Ain't nobody duck duck Devin Haney. But you know what? People do duck Mr. Gary Russell. He calls everybody out like everybody do, but they don't sign the contract. All he tell them right now, if you want to fight, call Al. You know what I mean? Or send me the contract and I'll take it to Al. Not no fake ass contract forwards with want you to sign your life away, and you're not the boss. Hint, hint. Devin Haney Promotions, and then you take it to Matchroom and all that bullshit. No, we don't want that shit there. We want a real legit contract. And like Shorty always said, I'm gonna fuck him up. I mean, you love the arrogance, man, and the honesty. You know what I mean? I love Gary Russell, man. I think he's a good dude, man. He's a great fighter. See, I don't use that word literally in these boxers nowadays. Gary Russell Jr. is a great fighter, and we need to let him get in the ring and show us why he still is a great fighter. You know what I mean? So, Al, Floyd, stop the bullshit. If you don't want him to fight Tank, fine. It is what it is. But put the man in the ring. Let us enjoy his final years. And let him make that dough like everybody else. And let him show you why he's still the number one WBC. He held the belt more than any title holder out there. And why people are still not trying to fight this man. A lot of people fighting the people he done already fought. You know, Devin about to fight JoJo. I mean, Gary, he waxed JoJo ass. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that Gary Russell Jr. that already beat that people is about to fight. You know what I mean? So what do that say? Why you fighting Gary Russell Jr.? Why you fighting Gary Russell Jr. leftovers and not fighting him? And this is no here or there. Same thing Keith Thurman say to Earl Spence, but that is what it is. Fight the man who beats the man. And that's Gary Russell, because he's beating all these guys. Get in the ring. Let's let him fight his last 4 or 5 fights and let him go into the sunset. Gary, please, man. I know you want to tell these motherfucking, call these guys names and shorty and fuck you, nigga, you scared of me and all that shit. Sometimes you gotta bite your tongue and let's see what happens, man. Cause what is happening right now is y'all let this man waste his talent over foolery bullshit. The Rebuttal Entertainment, tell me what you think. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, tell a friend, cause we ain't doing nothing but getting better. Peace.
You know I gotta give it. If you give it to me, I'll give it to you. And I know what you want,